As we got sent back home for Thanksgiving break, one of my professors told us that we absolutely must be prepared to talk politics at the dinner table. They're right too. It can really sort of decay into total chaos and really cause some family feuds.
Fill in the blank. In my next lifetime, I want to be Steve Harvey's what?
Wife.
That lasts a lifetime. When everyone is rambling on about what they're grateful for, chances are someone will say, "this country," to which someone else will reply, "Actually, did you know that this holiday is actually an imperialist holiday, and it's really built off the backs of colonialism, and that this country was further created by exploitation," and yada yada yada. While both are within their rights to make these sorts of claims, there's something better, something a little less divisive, if you will, to bring up, and it can even work as a subtle critique of America, if you so wish. And well, if you're watching after Thanksgiving, then I just hope you think this is funny, at least. The state of Ohio is only 70 years old. Now, big whoop, I know, but you have to at least put this into a little bit of context. America is going to be 250 years old in 3 years. Get ready for all that, but I'm just saying, America's old. Further, Ohio borders one of the original 13 colonies, Pennsylvania, and is pretty close to other ones like New York or Virginia or Maryland. It's not like it's Hawaii, quite a ways away from the contingent United States. Why is it so young? Well, here's the tea. Ohio used to be a part of the Northwest Territory. This territory sort of encapsulated other states or other future states like Wisconsin and Michigan. Essentially just lands northwest of the Ohio River. And these territories would form the northwestern United States for quite a bit, which is very strange to think about. These territories were the first sort of expansion pack of the United States, taking place in 1787. Not too soon after the country was founded in the first place. Then, in 1803, expansionist lover Thomas Jefferson did sign an act of Congress accepting Ohio's statehood and its boundaries and its state constitution.
This supposedly was supposed to.
This supposedly would make Ohio the 17th state, but there was no final resolution passed in Congress. And although it technically wasn't required, it wasn't until 1953 when Congressman George Bender brought it up. He was tired of this legislative oversight. So Congress retroactively granted Ohio statehood. Until then, it was technically still part of the Northwest Territory. I sort of like to imagine this this map of America that was in the politically correct schools with Ohio just not a part of it, and there's a hole, and my mind. And so sure, it was retroactive, but in reality, Ohio, the Buckeye State, joined the Union around the same time Alaska did. In 1953, a state rep from Texas joked about illegal members of the House and the Senate, saying that he'd like to know who they are. And I'm sure little jabs like these would have made Ohio politicians very, very frustrated. I know something like that would definitely get under my skin. It's moments like these that, in a way, sort of humanize politicians. Not that they need to be, but in a way that makes them at least somewhat relatable, a sentiment that's been gone for quite some time and for too long. Literally anyone could have made this sheepish mistake. I know I would have. It sheds light on the fact that these people in Congress, these politicians, are, at the end of the day, human beings, when most of the time it feels like they're so far away, maybe a different species living a completely alien life. Additionally, and here's the subtle criticism part, in a sort of anarchist way, this Ohio statehood blunder really characterized just how silly and incompetent our politicians are. If this had been something even fractionally more important, it could have severely hampered citizens' lives, and I'm not exaggerating. One little missed piece of legislation could make it so that there's a loophole that allows a corporation to pollute, a certain town. And you get where I'm going. You're not stupid. So much is done by precedent. So much is done by unwritten rules, and so much gets by without crossing T's and dotting I's, that this really does reveal just how much further we need to go. Good, real, productive change is possible. Yet, in reality, how feasible is it once you get into the weeds of everything? But before I slide into some sort of political nihilism, I'll stop with that tangent. Here, the point is that Ohio's statehood can be this sort of comedic wedge when there are political disputes and times that are meant to be filled with love, no matter if the holiday is justified or not. Who knows, maybe you could get your stubborn uncle to stop and think that, after all, maybe this country isn't sort of this unquestionable perfection. And probably, most importantly, it finally justifies those who think saying "only in Ohio" is funny. Oh boy. Peace and love.
Except Ohio State fans. We're gonna make it 3 in a row. Wait till Saturday. See me then.